Thanks for joining us for this very special Arnold Youth event. This video will outline all of the information as well as the rules you need to know for the race. You'll start at Arnold Community Church. Please arrive between 6:15 and 6:25. You'll park in the gravel parking lot on the side of the church. This is where you pull in. This is where you park. And there, a leader is going to walk up and tell you your designated vehicle number, which you'll need to remember throughout the rest of the night. Then our youth photographer, Julie, is going to come to each vehicle and ask that each family step out safely, standing right beside their car, and then she's going to take a family photo of you, which we'll email to you after the race. Then when we're ready, your designated host is going to text you an introduction, just letting you know who you're going to be texting throughout the night. When we're ready for your heat to begin, we're going to text you and ask you to come and park on the concrete directly in front of the church. Pull into your designated spot in front of the church in the stall marked with your number. The vehicles will be spread out just to ensure safety in every way possible. Your host will then text you the first hint. As soon as they hit send, the clock begins. Your host is going to text you clues throughout the night, and those clues will lead you to a specific location in Abbotsford, where a leader or volunteer is going to be waiting for you. Now, every leader is going to have Arnold Youth posters in their vehicle, so you'll be able to spot them and won't have to go knocking around on random car windows. Once you pull up to the leader at the designated spot, you're going to roll down your window and yell your vehicle number to them. Then, they're going to do one of three things. First, and most likely, they're going to hold up a poster that will tell you, text the host, and then a certain phrase or word. Once your host receives that text, they'll text you the next hint that you need. The leaders also might just hold up a poster with the next hint on it, and so you need to get close enough that you can read their paper clearly, but please stay in your vehicles and don't endanger any of our leaders or yourself. Or the third thing they might do is they might have an activity for you to do. They'll hold up a poster with a challenge or a riddle that you need to figure out, and then they'll either give you the next hint or the word you need to text your host. The hints aren't difficult, but if at some point you find yourself just absolutely stuck, please text your game host and not the leaders at the different stations. They don't have the map or the hints and don't know where to go. Please be patient when texting the host and awaiting for a response, as we have 3 hosts who are managing all of the different families. It may take a minute or two for you to get your hint after you've texted the leader. The game hosts will be responding to texts in the order that they got them. It's also really important that only one person in your vehicle with the designated number you gave us is texting us, not multiple people in the same vehicle. The race will ultimately lead you back to Arnold. It is a loop, and when you cross the finish line, which will be right beside the basketball hoop, your timer stops. As families will be starting at different times and in different heats, we won't be able to announce the winner until Thursday, right around dinner time. There are prizes for this event, and there is no cost to you besides your own fuel. There are prizes for the fastest 3 families, and I'm really amazed that none of you even asked, because it seems you don't even care, you just want to get out of the house. First place is the board game Pandemic. Second place is a movie kit. We'll bring popcorn and candy and all sorts of goodies for you guys to just enjoy a movie together as a family. And third place is the much loved but super frustrating game called The Mind. Here are some rules for you to be aware of. When it comes to youth games, we find that we have to define every single little loophole because our kids are going to try and break it to get an advantage over their fellow peers. But we're going to trust that with all of you responsible adults, that you're going to be able to abide by these rules and just not look for loopholes. First, and very importantly, be a smart and safe driver. This is about a family experience and not about who can drive the fastest or the most aggressively. Secondly, drivers cannot be in control of the phones. Please let one of your passengers, even if it's a younger child, be the one texting. And as stated before, only one person with the designated number you gave us texting the host, not multiple people. Third, you are working as a team with the people in your vehicle. Please make sure that your kids aren't texting cousins or good buddies and giving them hints or telling them where to go if they are behind or in a different heat. And fourth, you must go in the correct order. If there's anything else that comes up and you think, is this breaking the rules? Let's just assume yes. Unfortunately, due to COVID-19, we can't do a barbecue or a hangout as a church family together at the end of the race. But once you cross the finish line, if you'd like to park in the gravel parking lot safely away from other people and just open up your windows and converse and hang out for a bit, you're more than welcome to. One leader suggested maybe bringing a treat and just sharing it at the end of the race in your vehicle and just chatting to another family you haven't seen in the last couple of weeks. But please use wisdom and discernment if you decide to do this with another or a few other families. Perception is very important. And while we don't want to be afraid of the perceptions of other people, we also don't want people to think that we as a church are careless when we really are striving to do this as safely as possible and within all the regulations that have been put on us. If you have any questions at all, feel free to text me right now. It's totally fine. Shoot me an email. Because once the race begins, it's going to be really hard for me to answer your questions unless I'm your designated host. And thanks again so much for being a part of this. It's a lot of work and our leaders have given up extra time to make this happen. But we're so excited to be able to serve you guys, our church family. Thanks so much for sending your kids here, trusting us, and participating with us in the COVID Amazing Race.